And then finally, you posted up this retrospective on our Halloween episode, our first ever.
Yep. This is so yeah, for those of you who don't know, we have a podcast, Sega Saturn SHIRO. You can subscribe on iTunes and it's on YouTube underneath the SHIRO podcast episode link. That's actually where we also post our SHIRO show episodes, the full show on there as well if you want to listen to that. Just edited vocally. And then if you want to watch it, you can just go on our Patreon and support us and get the full show edited and everything. But anyways, this week we decided to do a retrospective on our, like Dave said, our first Halloween episode, Spooky Saturn Halloween. And actually, I'm not sure, was this your episode idea, Dave? I can't remember.
I think it was just Halloween. It's like, you know, every sitcom has a Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas episode. It was Halloween.
We still had yet to have our very special episode.
We were all like, we got to do a Halloween episode. Incidentally, this is one that I would definitely recommend folks go back to. Because here's the thing, guys. There's only so many spooky games on the Saturn, right? You know, there's only so many Halloween games on the Saturn. So every year, and we've been doing this for 4 years now or whatever, every year we've had to get a little bit more creative in terms of like what we consider a Halloween game on the Saturn, right? You know, so like if you go back to this year, you're gonna get like the heavy hitters, you're gonna get like the most obvious choices, but still, like,
I think we did all of them too. We just talked about every single one.
We talked about Castlevania in this, and that's funny that we talked about Castlevania in here pre Night of Dragon having anything to do with it, right? Pre-patch, pre all that stuff. So you can go back.
I think I said that I actually beat it for the first time.
You can listen to us talking about like how janky it is and how like and how you it's hard to play because it's not in English and stuff like that. And it's a little bit of a nostalgia laugh because of course, like, you know, we've come so far. The community has brought that game so far. And I mean, there's you know, we talk about Mr. Bones and we give Pat a few you know, Pat gets a boner over Mr. Bones. You know?
Jesus Christ.
I know he hates that. No, but I mean, I think it's one of those ones where I definitely recommend folks go back to it because we're probably not gonna.
You're such
like,
a bonehead, Dave.
I'm a bonehead, and you know, make no bones about it. But anyway, I think you guys should go back and listen to this podcast if you haven't. Okay.
Halloween's coming up soon, guys. 2 months away. It's
yeah,
always
like
spooky season.
Some channels I don't go back and watch the early content for whatever reason. I mean, maybe it's the production value or something like that. But for our stuff, I'm biased, okay? And then also, no, I just think it's good. Like, I think you guys should go back and listen to these older podcasts because there's still good stuff to get out of it. And also,
we got a lot of celebs in the chat. We got Historic Nerd, Genovi, and SSG just rolled in.
SSG just rolled in. Sam, how you doing?
He needs to roll into our Discord and start talking to us. He better get on the Discord and start getting on mic. I swear.
Yeah, get in here on the mic, dude. Unless you're in your car,
we want to hear you.
Unless you're like Shadow Mask and you're in your car watching at 144p. That reminds me of like that reminds me of Cameron. You know, Sindane, like before he got good internet, he'd be like, "I'm out in my car and I'm like recording with you guys on my phone, and it's like really janky." But I'm happy for him because he got good internet.
Comment like that. That's the first episode he actually listened to ours.
Who? What? Wait, what?
Sam. He said.
Oh,
said that'd be the OG Hallows Eve cast. Actually, the first one y'all's ever listened to, if I remember correct.
Yeah, and we talked about Resident Evil, which is like Sam's first game. For those of y'all who don't know, and I'm saying y'all because I'm talking about Sam. For those of you who don't know,
those of y'all that don't know,
that was Sam's first game on the Saturn. That was like the reason why he wanted to buy a Saturn. He got that game home. He played it all night. He got stuck on the snake. I know the story like the back of my hand. Got stuck on Yawn or whatever on the snake, and he didn't realize that he wasn't even supposed to fight it. He was just supposed to run around.
He actually was on our second Halloween cast, I think, too.
And he talked about that. Yeah, I've heard that story like a million times now, but it never gets old.
It never gets old
because he's so enthusiastic. He's so enthusiastic about it.
Speaking of Resident Evil, I even talked about my tradition of always every Halloween playing Resident Evil 2, and I swear that's before the remake came out, and we started talking about the remake too a little bit. That's before it. We
were excited for the remake. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a year and a half before it dropped on PS4. But yeah, I really liked Resident Evil 2. I must beat it like 35 times, maybe, probably more.
Yeah. So.
But yeah.
Off the top of the dome, the games that you guys gotta play. If you've not played D, you must play that game. I don't care what console you play it on. Play it on PlayStation, PC, 3DO, Saturn. Go experience D. I'm not going to tell you the ending because that would completely spoil it. But if you don't know already, then go play it and experience it. It's like a 2-hour sitting.
Get the D.
Enemy Zero. I'm a huge fan. I think that game should be experienced. Wild Potato Industries, or was it Thor High Heels? I can't remember. One of those guys did a recent stream of it on their channel, and I thought it was great. And I was able to watch most of it. But that's just another phenomenal game. I love Kenji Eno. Rest in peace. And those are great Halloween games that you guys gotta check out. Castlevania.
There's also the Capcom Generations as well.
Capcom Generations. What are you talking about? Darkstalkers? That fits.
No. Capcom Generations has Ghosts and Goblins and Ghosts and Ghouls.
Yep, Daimakai so go check out Ghosts and Goblins. Check out Night Warriors and Darkstalkers Vampire Savior. Those, they got the Halloween characters in them. They're great fighting games. If you have a Halloween party going on at your house or something like that, you got the chips, you got the beer, you got a bunch of people over, play some Night Warriors. That's a lot of fun. What else? I don't know.
I think my favorite thing about that is that with your thing that you're talking about, you were talking about resurrecting the old Sega Saturn website, and Sega Lagoon.
Yeah. Which Sherman's Lagoon. It was weird. There was I was talking about
that was a weird thing.
Yeah, that was a weird thing. I was messing around on the Wayback Machine. So what I want to do is, if you guys are familiar with the Wayback Machine, any of you guys who do research for articles, or if you're just like interested in Sega's past and stuff like that, if you go on the Wayback Machine, you know that these sites are kind of broken, right? Like they're there, they're like 75% there, but they're not all there. Not all the links work. And what I was doing was I was using like a web crawler tool to basically just download everything and then just go by hand. I was going in there and I was just kind of fixing all the redirects and the links and stuff like that, getting all the assets into one folder, trying to rebuild the site so that it worked like 100%, and then of course I'd have to host it somewhere. I have all that stuff, all that work still done, and it exists in a folder on my PC, and it works. Like the HTML works and all the Shock Machine stuff works and everything, but it needs to be hosted somewhere, so that's what I was talking about with that project. I just wanted like an old Sega website that actually worked, instead of having to like rely on the Wayback Machine and all the ads that you get on top and stuff like that.
Go way back.
Going way back. But
that's
I wanted to talk about something else. So for this next Halloween episode, we're gonna have to get really creative on what constitutes a Halloween game. And I want to start getting into like the games that are like kind of Halloweeny, but overlooked, because like Bug 2, for example. Bug 2, you start out in a graveyard, and there's like this really, really cool like Michael Jackson-y style thriller kind of music, and like the entire first 3 levels are, graveyard, haunted house, that kind of thing. Shining the Holy Ark. You spend a hell of a lot of time in like a haunted mansion, in the middle of the forest, and that's going to be, I want to talk about that for Halloween. If you guys happen to be able to have a save, at the beginning of the mansion and it's Halloween, I think that's a great place to play through. There are like books flying around. There's ghosts that you can die. There are like, there are like those bookshelves that move out of the way and it's like a secret passage, all that kind of cool stuff. And then Gex, the original Gex, you start out in a graveyard.
Gex.
There's the entire graveyard level, which I think is very on point for Halloween. So those are just some ideas. But if you guys have any other ideas for games that qualify as Halloween themed, but are not like explicitly or obviously Halloween, put them in the comments, or like shoot us an email, or get in our Discord server and let me know, so that we can make sure that those make it into our Halloween podcast, which is coming up. And the reason I know this is because they're already selling costumes at Costco. They're already selling Halloween candy and costumes.
Oh boy, I bet you're like trying to avoid that out with your kids.
Yeah, well, no. My son, they're all like the cheap superhero costumes, and my son is like too original for that. He wants to be like Milotic or something, Milotic or whatever. I'm just like, I cannot make you a Milotic costume.
Milotic?
Yeah, like the it's like a water type Pokemon. Or he wants to be like Raboot. These are like later Sinnoh.
I actually have not played Sword and Shield, so I have no idea what these Pokemon are.
Okay. Alien
Sorry,
Trilogy.
Pokemon fans.
Alien Trilogy is Halloween appropriate, and I wonder if we've talked about that already. I will have to check.
Honestly, I kind of want to do. I want to do a focus on Mansion of Hidden Souls and what's the other one?
And Lunacy? Mansion of the Hidden Souls
Lunacy.
and Lunacy?
I actually want to do a focus on those two because I think we've briefly talked about them, but we never like dived into them, which I think would be kind of fun.
We just talked about those. What was that? Was that a cast about like games that everybody thinks is supposed to be bad, or was that our Halloween cast? I don't think
there was a Halloween cast.
No, it was because didn't Nick do? Nick did.
He did the video
Alone in the
on
Dark.
it, yeah.
Nick did Alone in the Dark. I think that was our Halloween cast, honestly. And
I hope not. That's a way. No, because we did games that are so bad. They're like that were really bad though. So we did Lunacy and that. So I don't know why we covered
Lunacy
that.
is not bad though.
I know. That's why I'm confused because we did the so bad it's good Halloween games. Remember?
That's true.
Because we don't want to waste the ideas.
That's why it was Horror Bad. It was the Horror Bad episode.
Yeah, Halloween games. Yeah,
that was already almost a year ago. That's what it was. So we did talk about Lunacy and Mansion of Hidden Souls last time. So Alone in the Dark. Yeah, Nick says Alone in the Dark is worse than The Crow. It's bad. I will give you that. It is bad. I don't know, man.
I kind of want to play some good Halloween games this year. So.
I do too, but I mean, we're limited, right? I mean, maybe we need to start talking about Dreamcast too.
I guess I kind of want to do a cast just on Castlevania. That'd be kind of fun.
Well, we've done Castlevania to death, though. You know that. I think we've covered it on 3 different. Because Pat loves Castlevania so much, it makes it into every Halloween episode. I guess that's okay. We can talk about it some more.
Well, we'll figure something out. We got ideas. We need to plan the next cast though.
We do. Nick is still editing, and I know he's listening to this. Tap, tap, poke, poke. He's editing our most recent interview podcast, whatever you want to call it. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. I know it's going to be great. And you guys are going to enjoy it. So as soon as that drops, we really need to start talking about like what our next cast is going to be. But yeah. Oh, Space Hulk. Yes, Shadow Mask.
Actually, I'd be down. Actually, I know people that could actually be on there that know Warhammer, so we can actually get them to talk about it. So I'd be down to get some Warhammer.
Space
guys
Hulk
on there.
is scary. Space Hulk is one of those games that gets your adrenaline up. Like these guys, all these like what are they? Replicants? What are they?
Tyranids.
They're coming at you. They're just killing you, and they're just in your face.
I believe, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you're playing Space Marines and you're fighting Tyranids.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm fairly certain it's Tyranids though, but if I'm wrong, definitely let me know.
Yeah. It's in Space Hulk. It's not Tyranids. I don't remember what the name of them
I thought
is.
It was Tyranids.
But check it out. There's a YouTuber that goes by Zyrule, Zyrule, and every Sunday he's been posting like a new episode of Twitch, this old show that came on in the mid 90s. It was a game show. It was the kind that you would tape on your VCR to get the codes and stuff like that. But anyway, every Sunday he posts, and there's like these old Saturn and 3DO reviews, and they do a Space Hulk review. And I just I find it so nostalgic to watch that kind of stuff. I highly recommend it. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but those of us in the know, we know that every Sunday we get like a new drop from him. So it's a lot of fun.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing a supercut thing of like best of Saturn on Twitch TV.
Best of Saturn on. Oh yeah, you know what? When he's done, and I'm gonna ask him permission just so I know like he's okay with it. But I would love to make a master cut of just all of the Saturn content from that show in one. Nick could probably do a better job, honestly. He's much better at video editing. But anyway, either way, I don't care who it is.
I mean, I could do that,
you could do it, yeah. Just a master cut of all of the Saturn reviews, and maybe if we could fit them on a VCD or something like that, would be cool. But anyway, it would be rad. I think that's all I got on this Halloween retrospective. Go listen to it if you guys. Another thing you guys could do instead of playing Halloween Saturn games this Halloween is just binge all of our Halloween episodes.
I think, do we have 3 or 4? I can't remember.
They're like 2 hours a piece, so you'd have like a good 8 hours of listening material. We have 4. We have 4 as of this last one, I'm pretty sure, and we will soon have 5. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. I know 2021 we'll have 5. So Baroque.
Jeez.
Dude, these guys keep dropping bombs in the chat. Baroque is a great one. Baroque has like demons
I
and
would like to play
ghosts and
Virus
stuff like
once
that.
that gets translated too.
You know, fun fact, Baroque is a game that I've mentioned this before, but I really would love it to be translated. And Virus is a good call too. But Ben could never get out of the bedroom in Virus. But
I'll be able to figure it out.
I would love to have Baroque translated. It's such a good game. Oh, Cerulean, Mr. Bones. How about that? Maybe we should cover Mr. Bones. What do you think, Pat?
I think I'm gonna get the band ready for that. Hold on, give me a sec. I'm just gonna get a little band hammer. No,
but in all seriousness, Loaded. Nah, I don't know about Loaded. That's just Loaded.
That's the worst Metallica album.
Loaded is from my perspective, as a US gamer, Loaded comes across as a game that's kind of popular in the UK. But for me, it was like I bought it, I played it, and I was just like, this does nothing for me. I get that you're like running around and you're just shooting up the place and stuff like that, but it just didn't do anything for me. But apparently it's kind of like a little favorite. Darkstalkers, I agree. Yeah, we're gonna do that for sure, because you got a succubus, you got a vampire, you got a
mummy, you got the thing
mummy,
from
you got the
from
Frankenstein's monster.
What was the one with that monster that loved the
got a
girl?
werewolf?
The Guillermo del Toro movie. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I forgot the name of it. You guys in the chat know.
Anyway, we are talking about Halloween in August, though. This feels weird. Anyway, we're gonna have
it's always spooky month.
We also kind of have to like just quietly skip over Christmas, because the only thing we ever talk about is Christmas nights, or that Father Christmas game, which is terrible.
We could play we can play Christmas night, or the Saint Nick whatever.
Yeah, the Saint Nick. You're talking about the Father Christmas game, right?
Father Christmas.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's so bad. There's here we are, Father Christmas, Christmas nights, and then the Sega San Shiro game where you're like, isn't there a Christmas level in there because of the commercial with him, taking off the Santa mask and everything? Yeah. So,
there's also Mall Santa.
That's true. What if Mall Santa is done? What if that Mall Santa graphic adventure is done before Christmas? Nod, nod, wink, wink. Then we'll have something to talk. We'll have something to talk about in stream for this Christmas. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I gotta go make some pizza. We're doing pizza
Christmas
night.
Pony game. I forgot.
We're doing pizza night, but we are going to. I'm gonna make pizza this time, so we'll see how that goes. And yes, Ponut's Christmas Pony game is another good mention. So Steep Slope Sliders, okay. So now you guys are getting into Christmas. I still need Halloween stuff. Okay, we need this to be a really good Halloween episode. Crypt Killer, we already did. It sucked. Who did that? Ben. I think Ben did it. It sucked. Listen to our.
I played Corpse Killer. That also sucked.
Yes, that sucked too. Listen to our Halloween Horror Bad episode that we did for 2020. We talk all about all those sucky games. And Corpse Killer again, Nick says.
I'd rather bang my head against the wall.
We gotta
just
wrap
watch
this
the next
out.
episode if you really want to learn about it.
Yeah.